Okay, so I did this towing back in April, heading from Washington, D.C. up to Nantucket, Massachusetts. It's about 12 hours. And I just wanted to clarify a couple things in this image for a better visualization before I get to my live review of when I'm going down the road and speaking to the camera while towing. As you can see here, it's the Jimny loaded up onto a U-Haul car trailer. That total package is about 4,300 pounds. The Jimny's about 2,100 with a couple hundred pounds of stuff in it. The trailer, according to U-Haul's website, weighs in at 2,210 pounds. So I'd say this package is actually around 4,500 pounds. The bed of the truck is full of stuff. I have some stuff on the back seats, but I was the only one in the vehicle for this towing. And I was just about, when I went over the CAT scale, 10 pounds over the rear axle rating, which is no big deal, but just something to think about as you're loading up. And also, the trailer, the way it's designed, does front load the tongue weight really pretty heavy just for ease of use and simplicity when getting the vehicle on there, which, you know, makes it super easy and approachable for everyone like myself who does not tow very often. This is my first time towing a vehicle, and especially my first time towing for this long of a period. The Jeep handled it great. I was not just fully wiped and terrified by the end of the journey. And yeah, let's get into my live feedback on the towing, and I hope you guys enjoy. Right, so here I am. I'm in a mad dash for the Steamship Authority, as you always are. The late boat's the only option, and I really don't want to spend the night if I'm going to be this close. I have been towing the Suzuki Jimny Katana behind the Jeep for the last 11 hours now, all the way from Washington, D.C., and it has just been really impressive. That's the only way to describe it. It's had plenty of power the whole way. It really does control the trailer. It's on one of those U-Haul auto transport dual axle trailers that you can rent from them. I think the whole way, one-way direction was like $250. Super good deal. But the Jeep can just really handle the weight. It's about 4,500 pounds, everything together. I got a whole bunch of stuff in the car as well. And yeah, I haven't had any problems keeping speed with traffic, the speed limit. I would say it tows really well up to about, sorry, I'm going to slam on the brakes here. It tows really well up to about 65 miles an hour. You don't really feel it pushing the truck around or anything like that. It doesn't get caught in the wind. Has been a pretty calm day though. And if you need to get to 70 to get around a truck or whatever, you absolutely can, but you do not want to stay there. It like starts just catching up to you a little bit, and you can kind of feel things wagging around, but it's pretty easy to get back under control once you slow down. The brakes have been really good. You just saw me slow down. That was like 55 to 20, no problem. Nothing too scary. I'll tell you, these roads are just embarrassing. But yeah, it's been really good. Mostly fourth gear the whole way. Anything over 55 is fourth gear if you're cruising at 55. But first and second, I was a little worried about the clutch being able to pull this thing from a dead stop and rolling stop-start traffic, especially getting onto the George Washington Bridge. It's up a hill, and it's always dead stop. And it did it just fine. You know, it's got that super tall first gear and second gear. So hooking a trailer like this up to it, you almost don't even notice it. It like slows you down just a little bit, but feather the clutch a little bit more and you got no problem. Here I'm pulling onto another one. You really do have to run out this V6 to get all of its power. Like you want to shift or over 3,500 RPM, so you're going to be bogging down a little bit. So this is 4,000 RPMs, third to fourth. No problem, 60 miles an hour, right on the highway. Not a danger to society by any means.
4,500 pounds for the manual transmission is the maximum, max tow rating for the manual transmission. I think it all comes down to, if you look up the way they do the tow rating test, it's something like a 12% grade, stop, start, and move like 5 meters every time, 5 times. And that's a really steep grade. So if I had to guess, the thing that's holding back the manual transmission is the clutch. So you can upgrade to like an ACT clutch or the center force or whatever it is. But this is the newer model Jeep clutch that has not had a recall on it yet. I think every year since 2018 has had a recall on the clutch. This one has not yet. And I honestly, now that it's broken in, don't hate it at all. It's been really good. It grabs really well. It seems to have plenty of clamping force getting going. When it was like brand new, I had some issues with it. We went off road on the beach and it slipped and overheated once and stunk. But I think now that all the clutch materials kind of bed into the flywheel, it's got really good grip, and like you can just roll in and out of stoplights really well, parking spots, all that stuff. Fuel mileage. Fuel mileage has been shockingly good this whole way. I just stopped and put gas in. Let's see what it's saying for the whole trip. This is a 500-mile trip. So from DC, okay, it's gone down a little bit, but coming through the New Jersey Turnpike out of Baltimore, we were averaging 14.2, and now that we've gone into the hills of Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, a little bit on the hills, no big hills by any means, but we've dropped down to 13.7. But that's still pretty decent. You know, this is a brick towing another brick, manual transmission, not nearly as efficient as the automatic transmission, and so I can live with 13.7, you know, towing at its max rating. It's been great, yeah. What else? I will say, having the engine braking of the manual transmission, I think, is really helpful compared to just braking. Like, you know, the automatic transmission does manually shift really well, but you're not going to beat that just like hard engine braking that you can get out of a gas engine anyways from a manual transmission. This thing, when you have to drop it down into third from fourth, coming down a hill or coming into some traffic, it'll slow you right down, no problem. So yeah, but yeah, I've just been really impressed by how well this is done. I don't know if you can see the chimney behind me. It's been like right in my rearview mirror the whole time. Would I tow 12 hours with it often? Absolutely not. If I was gonna tow like a Jeep to the trails or something often and bought like a nice lightweight trailer, I would see no problem with that. You know, if you're towing under 3 hours to and from the trails, you could tow another Jeep out to the trail, unload it, unhook the trailer, go off-roading with both of them, hook it all back up and tow it home, absolutely no problem. I mean, it's really been impressive. That's like, it's not going to be perfect at everything. It's a Jeep, you know, it's almost like a Jeep first, truck second, but this is like a pretty hardcore truck job, as you know, as some people would call it, and it's handling it really well. You know, 12 hours is a long time to be towing something, and I'm not exhausted. I'm not beating my head against the wall hoping for it to be over. I am in a super time crunch. That's why I'm doing this review right now. But you know, it's all gonna work out. Hopefully I'm gonna make the boat. It has me getting in at 6 o'clock. The last boat to the island for the day is 8 o'clock. So I gotta get there, unload the chimney, drop the trailer at U-Haul, drive this back to the boat, drop all the crap that's in it on the trolley to get on the boat because none of it's gonna fit in the chimney. Go park this, it's gonna be parked over on the Cape for a week, and then run back to the boat, all in that under 2 hours. So we're gonna see. It's gonna be tight, but it always seems to work out somehow. There was something else. Oh, I bought these upgraded tow mirrors from Amazon. They're only 65 bucks, I think. I'll link in the description below. But they've been a really big help. I wouldn't say they're strictly necessary for towing, but the extra reach and it's like a extra probably 3-inch wide vertical piece that clips on. They look really good. I'll show some pictures. Has been really good. Checking on my blind spots, seeing how open the lane is when I'm shifting, checking on the trailer tires because it's such a vertical view. You can look right down on the trailer tire, see where it is, and that's been super helpful. I've struggled a little bit keeping the trailer in my lane with how narrow the Jeep is versus how wide the trailer is, but that's also just, I'm a complete novice and I've never done this before, so it's a little bit of both, I'd say. But it's been really sketchy when there's no shoulder. It's just jersey barriers. That's like the only time it's been a little sketchy. But yeah, anyways, I'll stop boring you with all this stuff. I'm gonna add a couple extra things, like pictures, and talk about the whole thing afterwards. But I just want to give you my live, off-the-cuff thoughts while I'm still towing. It's still active in my brain, what I've liked, what I've disliked, and so far I've really just liked the experience. It's been really impressive. If you're tow curious and, you know, like, oh, I have a Gladiator, especially the 6-speed, thinking about buying a boat, thinking about buying an ATV trailer, want to tow your Project TJ around or something, you can definitely do it. That 4,500 pounds can tow a lot more than you think. And everyone out there is going to be like, oh, well, it's not the max tow, blah, blah, blah. It's like, yeah, but, you know, you bought a Gladiator. You didn't buy an F-350 because you don't tow 7,000 pounds all the time. Like, it makes total sense. Like these are trucks for people who don't always have to tow. And, like, maybe you've never towed before like me, but you came across this weird time where you had to get your car delivered one other place and you need to tow it to somewhere else, and this was the best option. You know, it's 250 bucks. I wanted to go home anyways, so now I'm driving and bringing my Jimny, and I did not want to spend 12 plus hours in that thing at 35 miles an hour, that's for sure. So yeah, it's been really good. Anyways, catch you guys later.
Okay, so this is actually just a funny little anecdote about the U-Haul car trailer. If you look online, there's tons of videos on how wide your vehicle can be, how long your vehicle can be, how low your vehicle can be, how to raise it up if it's too low and it's going to scrape in the middle. But no one talks about how narrow your vehicle can be. And when I started measuring for doing this trip back up to Massachusetts, I noticed an issue where the Jimny would fit on the platform of the U-Haul car trailer, but not up the ramp of the trailer itself. So I needed to find a solution to that. I was thinking maybe 2x12s or 2x6s, like kind of stacked up the ramps, but then I'd have to carry them around and that'd be a nightmare. So what I ended up doing was adding 2-inch wheel spacers to each side of the axle. So widened the width of each axle by 4 inches. And as you can see in this photo, I was on the outside of each tire sneaking up this ramp, and doing it alone was a little scary. But we made it, got the car on, took a little bit of re-maneuvering on the platform of the trailer to get straight and lined up, but totally doable. So just a fun little thing to think about when you're going to be renting one of these trailers if you are in the future.